don't matter. I'm not about to sit here and pinpoint every conversation you have with every person. This
Because
is
it
what
didn't
you did,
exist.
and it did exist. Just because I'm not sitting here pulling up pop the balloon recaps of everything that you said because I don't have time or give a fuck enough, but I'm stating my opinion. Okay?
Are you saying that, yeah, guys should not comment on girls' beauty, but girls can comment on guys'
I
looks
feel
and
like
haircut and
in a
everything?
distasteful manner, you should not.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of City Boys Raw Cut. I got a great episode for y'all today, but I need y'all to subscribe. Help me get to my 10K by the end of the year. Let's go, baby.
And also, no offense, Danny, when a man speaks on a woman's beauty, whether it's her nails, her lashes, or her wig, I classify it as sassy. No offense, once again.
All right,
Even
okay.
our Lex said no way.
Chichi, I think we're taking it too far there.
Yeah,
I
because
classify it as sassy because a thing a woman does
I
for
she's gonna say
her
it
own
again.
beauty
She
is not
doubled
for
down on it.
you. I'm gonna double down because I
Chichi, do
stand
you
on
know
what I say.
do you know the amount of
No.
times that women comment on guys, right? They don't
See?
look, they don't like how they look, their attraction, all of that. But if a guy talks about it, it's an issue. When a girl talks about it, you go, you tell him how it is, right?
But he
So,
started it.
But he started it. What are we, children? Like, what are we? And I'm tired of hearing women sit up there and say, "Oh, I did this for me. I did this for me." So you telling me you got down and laid down on a surgery table and got cut up for you, just so you can have a booty and some titties? You did that for you? No. Be real. They don't like to be real. You did that because so you can have more opportunities with different men. That's why you did it. So you are doing it for a man. Because if you were doing it for yourself, you would sit your ass at home and do it for yourself. But you do it and you take a picture and you go out and you want to be seen, all this shit. Like, come on. You ain't doing that for yourself, man. Stop that shit, man. A lot of the times what it is that y'all don't like that a man can see the truth. That's what it really be. That's what it really be. And y'all want him to see your delusion. See my delusion. Let's go, guys.
That's
Instead
double
of
standards,
saying,
right?
No. Hold on,
you
Chichi.
said what you said. Wigs are a disability. That's
Yeah,
what you
okay,
said. It's
that's
a
that, that's
whatever
fine.
disorder.
First of all, let me tell you
That's a funny
because
guy, not someone looking for love.
Okay, let's hear from Daddy. Go ahead, Daddy.
I do think. First of all, let me pause there because I didn't get a chance to comment on that sassy stuff, and y'all women just throw that word out and y'all attacking a man's gender preference. I don't think y'all understand that. It's really some bullshit.
It really is.
You know what I'm
That
saying?
has nothing to do with your gender preference.
Yes, it does. That's exactly what it means. It means you're acting
That is
feminine,
not what it means. That is okay. You're acting feminine and you're being
which
sassy
is,
does not mean that your preference of a man or a woman. I'm not talking about your sexual orientation
sweetheart,
and what you prefer.
sweetheart,
I'm saying
sweetheart,
your sass. Going back and forth with me right now is
sweetheart,
sassy. You're going
sweetheart,
back and forth with me.
sweetheart,
That's sassy.
sweetheart. The only reason we're going back and
I
forth
said
because
what I
you're not
said.
listening.
I said it's absolutely an attack on a man's fucking gender. That really that's what that is. And I noticed that. I'm sorry, a lot of black women do that shit, man. They play that gay card so much, it's crazy. What it is you don't want to shame a man into having something to say back with you. So listen, women will call a man sassy for saying I don't like your shirt. Oh, he's sassy. He don't like my shirt. Like y'all will call a man sassy for any reason. And y'all are doing it because you're trying to attack his sexuality. That's what you're doing. You guys constantly do it. And it is some bullshit. It really is some fucking bullshit. Because one day, somebody gonna pop you in your mouth. Somebody gonna be like, you calling me gay? And bow, break your jaw. Something like that. Like, for real. Y'all really need to stop doing that shit, so straight up.
You're not
That's
listening to me.
I am listening. I listen to you. Now, I'm going to tell you something. Okay? So just in case you didn't know, I'm educate you on from a man's perspective. When y'all say words like sassy, that's the equivalence of me calling you a dyke.
Ooh.
Like,
No, it's not.
sweetheart, I'm telling you from a man's
Okay, no.
perspective.
Give me
You
the
can
word
agree
for
or not
sass.
agree.
Give me a word besides dyke, because I
Yeah, it
didn't call
is.
you. I didn't say any words
You
in the
didn't even say
LGBT
sassy.
community.
Nah.
You're saying sassy now. You're
Because I
saying
said
sassy
that's why
now.
I responded that way. Because I feel like when a man talks about things that can change, you can go and take a woman to the hair salon. I can take you to the gym. When you came
Yeah.
out, I didn't pop the balloon because you had a stomach. My ex has a ball of belly. We like to eat. I don't talk about people's appearance. If it's not for me, they're not for me. But I don't go around picking at men's physical appearance because I could take him to the gym. That's not a
You feel
thing.
a
You could
person.
take her to the hair salon. So even when I said that with you, you went back and forth with me. And I consider that very feminine when a man can't be a woman and let her express it. So you got to be a me too. You have to one up me. That's what you did. I consider that very feminine. When a man gives me that level of femininity, me as a woman, I feel like my femininity is attacked because you're not being masculine. You're being feminine.
Okay, Chichi,
Okay, hold on 1 second, BM. Look,
let's let Danny finish his
That's
whole
a
so
sentence.
dumb
Like,
shit.
let's let him finish.
that's
Again, anything that's disagreeing with a woman is considered sassy. Like for real. A lot of the times what it is that they don't like being challenged on their points because they can't really, their points don't stand up a lot of the time. You know what I mean? They'll say the most ridiculous, outlandish stuff. And then when a guy challenges them on that, oh, he's being sassy. He's arguing with women. That don't even make sense. And to be real, if y'all hate when men do it so much, what's the excuse for when y'all do it 100% of the time to each other? What do you call them? What do you call those girls? You call those girls gay and sassy? You know what I'm saying? What do you call those girls? You got to start calling them the equivalent of what you call men. You can't sit up there and just give them a pass because they're a female. Like, nah, hell no.
okay. Hold on 1 second, BM. Look,
let's let Danny finish his whole
so
sentence. Like, let's let him
that's
finish. Yeah.
you
Go
gotta
ahead.
look at it. First of all, even on that, you gotta look at the situation that we in. Everything that you think about me is an assumption. We have
Hmm.
no clue of who that person is on the opposite of you, right? I don't know anything about you. You don't know anything about me. So if you say
Yeah.
something, we don't have the opportunity. I'm looking for a match. So I have to either agree with what you're saying or change your mind instantly. You understand what I'm
Hmm.
saying? We don't have the opportunity to talk and I can just listen and you had already popped. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like this is the only opportunity I have to either change your mind or leave an impression or something like that. So you telling it back and forth, it's a conversation. And it's a conversation with you having an assumption, a presumed assumption about me based on something like you consider as a joke. But yeah, I mean,
And
I
she's
got to
shaking
the
her
point
head.
to where
Well, I'm
about
happy I know it was a joke.
the
You
wig
don't know
thing, I'm gonna
shit.
tell you, she said deal breaker. It's something like I wouldn't even approach. That's what the question. I feel like it doesn't have to be a deal breaker because once I'm
Hmm.
in something, I'm in it. You know, and I have suggested and like I'm gonna tell you something. The lady came in. This lady, me ex, she came in. She had the wig on. And I was like, oh, why don't you just wear your natural hair? She was like, well, I'm supporting my cousin's business. I said, well, your cousin need to go out of business. If if that don't mean take that shit off, I don't know what else to tell you. And most of the time, it's not even about finances. Most of the time, I date up, or the woman is smarter than me, or make more money than me, or it's something like this. So I listen, we pay attention because I have a skill set that helps people with their business. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of relationships I'm most likely to get in anyway. So we're not bickering back and forth. We're talking, we're learning, we're growing together. So it has nothing to do with money. That's why I said some things just can't be fixed. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Chichi, you was one of the only girls that popped at that time, right?
Hmm.
At the beginning, for the wig thing, for the wig thing, right?
Hmm.
I feel like all the other girls was, they were trying to hear him out, but I feel like you set the pace. Obviously you popped. You was like, I'm not having it, and you stuck by whatever reasons you popped by, right? Do
Hmm.
you think that maybe you went too fast? Like you didn't really try to understand Danny?
No.
That's
I don't
crazy.
think I went too fast because at the end of the day, he just said we have a limited amount of time to like just present ourselves or get to know somebody and to really find a match. Like I didn't fly from LA to Phoenix to hear somebody try and be funny or comical. I flew to Phoenix to actually see five men who literally wanted to find love and wanted to actually be serious. If that's your introduction and your answer to something that's a deal breaker, and I understand his story is a bad wig, it's like, and then his rebuttal was, "Oh, she must have a bad wig." It's like, okay, you're not here for love. So to me, I'm not even about to do that.
Well, let me tell you.
First of all, I watched the episode and he wasn't really going back and forth with all the girls. They were laughing, they were joking, it was friendly. It really was. She was the only one there taking shit serious and being all like stone faced and like she was the only one doing that shit. Everybody else was pretty comfortable and pretty calm. And you see how he said, take that shit off. Your husband, your friend need to go out of business with the wigs. That's why they don't like for you to comment on quote unquote women's business or say shit about women, because they know that if they know it looks bad, then they know that you know it looks bad as well. You know what I mean? And they don't want for you to be able to comment on and say nothing like that. They don't want you to say shit. That's why. Because if you look at her face when he said that shit, she was just like, like for real. She was all pissed off and shit. You can just tell, because those very same wigs they're putting on, the makeup they're putting on, the BBLs they get, the titty, lips, whatever the fuck they get, they're doing it for men. So if they're not getting the reaction that they want from men, they're gonna call them sassy. Oh, you're sassy. Oh, you're gay. You must like other men. Now get the fuck off, yo. Let's continue, guys.
Let me tell you something. So y'all had a couple that matched, right? This dude went, I think it was the episode or something or two right before mine. He presented himself. He pretty much begged for it. She said, I got a house with a pool. And he was like, because it was between him and somebody else.
That was Eric, yeah.
It was between him and another person. So when y'all did the follow-up on it, she said he never made me laugh. That was her follow-up. So you can't be come out there. It's just not a business situation. Women want men to be comical. They want to make you laugh. They want to, like, you know what I'm saying? But I didn't say that to make anybody laugh. Yeah, I laughed at myself, but I was dead ass serious. If a woman's wig is crazy, I'm not even going to approach. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not there for a general purpose. I'm not there to make everybody happy. I'm there for one woman in the whole world, just one. You understand what I'm saying? And if a woman has a wig on and something that's not aesthetically pleasing to me, I'm not even gonna see if how she at this point in time. It's just gonna be like, all right, unless we come into some kind of situation where like we get to know each other outside of that, or just like grows again it's meant to be, then yeah. But if we're talking about just straight approach, there's been people on there that pop because the woman wore a hat that looked crazy. There's all kinds of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, she had the one dread hanging. I watched this show like before I went on there. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And if I had seen a woman whose wig was looking like that, I would have been, if I had opportunity, I'd have been like, yeah, no. You know what I'm saying? But you know, on the episode when I first was on, that's one thing that I looked at. Like, the girl who came out from Texas, the second one, her stuff was lace. She looked good. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I look at that. When I look at somebody and picture on Instagram, the first thing I see is like their hair and all kinds of stuff. It just shows like a level of like, it shows like how much attention to detail that they pay, that they pay attention. Like they house, if they wig is, if their hair is laced and all that, their house is probably clean, their body is clean, their nails is done, like it's all cohesive. I look at that. I when I was broke, women ain't want to talk to me when I ain't had no haircut. My shoes were dirty. You know what I'm saying? Like, I couldn't even get the opportunity. What's the difference?
And he's right, man. A lot of the times women want you to accept them for all the bullshit they come with and how they look, and regardless of how ridiculous they look. But as soon as you come incorrect to them, they quick to say some shit. They're quick to say some shit, for real. Some of them even get offended that you'll be trying to holler at them. Like, if you're not up to par with what they think they deserve, and I'm gonna put a quote on that, what they think they deserve, then they'll you ain't even got that shit on. You ain't dressed like that. Your shoes dirty. You ain't got no haircut. You ain't got no money in your pocket. Yada yada yada. They'll walk right past, for real. And then she's sitting up there just looking like motherfucking Squidward. I'm sorry, man, but pretty women, how do I say this? I don't care how pretty you are. If you have an ugly, fucked up attitude, you're gonna look ugly to me. You're gonna look ugly to me. You're not gonna be pretty anymore. She is a pretty girl, but her attitude makes her look like fucking Squidward. She kind of looks like Squidward anyways, but her attitude makes her look even more like Squidward. Like, straight up, man, it's crazy. Let's continue, guys.
Without a haircut. If I had came on there without a haircut, y'all probably would have popped as soon as I walked out.
And to add to your point as well, Danny, yeah, my wife Arlette knows how to present herself, right? And do you think that if I see something that doesn't look right, I wouldn't tell her? Of course.
I'm sorry. I don't know why that gets under my skin so much. I don't know. It's like this overly affectionate, like relationship that women that don't know each other have towards each other. You know what I mean? Like, if a man had the same, like, something similar to that, like when we tell each other, like, oh, you look good, my nigga, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, ooh, like, ooh, bragging about our homies just like that. They're quick to call us gay, quick to call us homosexual and shit like that. Y'all like each other. Ooh, y'all just, But the way she smiled at her and did all that shit, you would have thought she wanted Arlette. Like, goddamn. You can't call this man sex, but what are you? Sound pretty dykkish to me. Let's go, guys.
Arlette knows how to present herself, right? And
Amen.
do you think that if I see something that doesn't look right, I wouldn't tell her? Of course, I will always speak to her if I see. So to Danny's point, right? Guys sometimes can see these things, and I feel like when a guy talks about it, some girls might not like the way that they're saying it, right?
And
it's
you know now
distasteful.
too. You now know too the
right.
difference between a good and a bad wig.
I do.
I taught him. Well,
Right.
yeah, he's
Yeah.
just been paying attention, you know. So
Yeah. So if I see
But you
something
pay
that's like,
attention to your
yo,
woman.
right,
right,
Yeah.
but that's what Danny is. Just Danny is basically just trying to say there is, there's good standard of wigs and there's bad standard.
But I think this also kind of goes back to the fact that they're just not compatible. Like their sense of humors don't match.
I don't think she's compatible with anybody.
Both
Me and
of you.
Chichi?
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah.
Chichi crazy because I actually think even when I watched the show, and you know what I'm saying, I think that me and Chichi, like she smoke, I smoke too. Like, you know what I'm saying, like we didn't even get a chance to really, like, that's the one thing I didn't like about that. You asked about my experience, man. The questions that I had, you would have made me seem like a genius. Y'all brains would have been working. Like I am
But
not
I have
only
a
first of
question.
all, first of
No.
all, let me tell you something. Not only am I a reader, I am a writer. Readers are leaders. Writers create the narrative. My whole thing is thought provoking. Yes, I may do it in a joking way, but that's what you're gonna get when you get into a relationship. That's what you're gonna get when in a certain situation. We nervous, man. If y'all think I'm joking and stuff, like we go back and look, man. I'm watching myself. Y'all don't even understand. My heart beating the whole time I'm up there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's
Yeah, it's
nerve wracking.
nerve-wracking. Everybody
You know what I'm
always
saying?
says that. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I do it with a smile. I said I'm going to have a smile on my face regardless. Like I just went to the dentist and everything. So I'm going to have a smile on my face and everything. Like regardless of what, I'm not going to go back. I could have, like, y'all think that's back and forth. I really could have said some stuff. Right. But I choose
But
not
why
to.
didn't you? If you're
Because
looking
that's
for love, say the things that matter.
no.
Like you're missing the whole
I'm
point.
talking about negatively. I didn't even get an opportunity. Like you don't even know who I was. Y'all just like
Wait,
y'all
Danny, I
look.
have a question for you. I have a
What's
question
up?
for you.
Go ahead, ask.
Because you're so focused on the fact that I popped my balloon so quickly, but remember, I was at the end of the line. So by the time you got down to me, you had went back and forth with like every single girl.
It wasn't no
Like
back and forth.
back and forth. Like you couldn't take what somebody said. Like that's the one thing that I do not like and did not like about you. You went back and forth with everybody. As friends, me and Danny could probably be friends. Today, I will probably want to drop kick you.
Chichi, do you class that as going back and forward, how he was interacting with the girls?
Communicating.
And if you guys go and watch the episode, I'll put the link in the description of the original video. He was not going back and forth with them. They were laughing the whole time. Hell, I was laughing the whole time. You know what I'm saying? Like, straight up. He was a funny ass dude. She was the only one that was up there fucking, like, and it's like fucked up bitchy mood and shit like that. Like, for real. Every other girl was laughing and joking and giggling and all this shit. They just popped because maybe they just didn't like him, but they found him funny. He wasn't going back and forth with them, dissing them and talking shit to them. Like, that's just crazy, man. To try to paint that narrative for why you didn't like him is crazy, man. You were just a bitch. Just say that. You're just a fucking bitch. That's what it really was. You were just being a fucking bitch. I would even go as far as to say that if the girls, you know what I'm saying, if they would have talked to him before they popped, they probably would have liked him because he's actually, like I said, he was funny as hell. Like, it's crazy, man. Let's go.
Every single one of them.
I feel like some of them, he was just joking around. They were just having like friendly banter and stuff like that.
Well, apparently it's Southern banter, which I was led
She
to
said, "I've got West
believe.
Coast banter."
Right.
No,
So,
I'm Jamaican and Nigerian. I don't have East Coast or West Coast banter.
Oh.
I
Yeah,
have
you sound crazy,
my
man.
family is very crazy and we don't sugarcoat things, okay? So
But
it's
I'm
like to
supposed to
me,
sugarcoat stuff. But I'm supposed to do the same thing.
Danny, I'm a woman. Stop comparing yourself to
The fuck
me.
that don't mean
No,
shit, man.
sweetheart.
Like,
Sweetheart.
no,
Sweetheart.
I'm not about to keep doing this. Like,
If
as a man and a woman, we're not gonna keep saying me too. Like, I hate Mr. Me Too.
no, it's not a me too.
Nah.
If you're
It is a me too.
wrong,
You just said I'm doing it. I was doing the same thing. Like, let me have it as a
no,
woman.
I
Like,
didn't
you
say
can't
I
let
was
me
doing
have it.
something.
No, you can't have it as a woman because you're not a child. You're a fucking adult. That's just what it is. If it's back and forth, then expect some back and forth. Don't expect because you're a woman for him to just shut the fuck up and you get to say everything. No, that's not the way the shit works. And that all goes back to her calling him sassy because he has a response, because he has a voice. That doesn't make you sassy. If you want to say some shit, expect to be responded to. That's just what it is. That's just what it is, man. That's called life. That's called being an adult. Like, for real.
Y'all pop my balloon. I ain't letting you have shit. If we was in a relationship or something, I might let you have it. If we
But
was
that's what
if
I'm
we,
saying. That's another thing. Like, another thing I don't like is how you treat any woman is also important. Like, I want a man that respects all women, not just me.
so I was
All women don't
I
disrespectful.
deserve
want
respect.
no. In some things, I feel like you were.
Nah.
Like, the thing is, not. It might be funny to you, but it's not funny to somebody else.
Everybody was laughing
What,
at
Okay, the
what
you.
and
things
what
I
was I
said, people might
disrespectful
not
on?
think it's funny. Whatever it is, it might rub some people the wrong way.
Mm.
To each his own. However,
What
it may
was I
go. What?
disrespectful on? What was I disrespectful on? If I
So
was
you
Limited
disrespectful,
go.
it should
silence.
stand out in your mind. Give me one. If I
See,
was
this is the same thing
disrespectful,
you did when we were talking
See,
back
she
and forth
can't.
on the show. Like you asked me, what was the woman's mama's name? When you said her mama had a bad wig too. It ran in the family. And then when I brought it up at the end of our conversation, you said, what was her mama name? It doesn't matter. It don't matter. I'm not about to sit here and
That's dumb.
pinpoint every conversation you had through every person. This
because
is
it
what
didn't
you did,
exist.
and it did
Then
exist.
name
Just
it.
because I'm not sitting here pulling up pop the balloon recaps of everything that you said because I don't have time or give a fuck enough, but I'm stating my opinion.
Your
Okay.
opinion does not represent facts and what the hell actually. You know what, man? This girl is triggering me. I'm starting to get triggered, y'all. Once again, for anybody who actually watched the episode, if you go and watch the episode, he was being funny, and all of them were laughing. There was no disrespect going on. And the reason why she can't name an instance of disrespect because it didn't happen. He's right. It does not exist. You want it to exist in your mind because you're up there being a fucking bitch. And then you sit up there saying, "Oh well, I came to what was it, Atlanta from Phoenix, 5 hours and all this shit to find a man, and you didn't find not one of them. 5 dudes came up there and you ain't find out one of them. I think it's safe to say that you're the problem, man. You're a problem in probably a lot of the issues in your life. I would like to talk to your ex-boyfriend and see what he has to say about you. Straight up, and I guarantee you he would call you a bitch, for real. Her whole attitude and all that shit. When she sits up there and says, "I want a man that's respectful to all women." A man wants a woman that's respectful to all men. Like, not even necessarily respectful to all men, but don't act the way the fuck you do, man. You're highly if anybody's disrespectful, it's you. And I'm gonna say this as well. Not all women deserve respect, just like not all men deserve respect. So you can't expect the motherfucker to be like, "Oh, respect all women at all times." No. Some women don't deserve respect, man. It's just what the fuck it is. And I know that you know that because women don't like other women. Like, women hate other women. You know what I mean? So I know that y'all know these certain things. I know that y'all do, man. I'm sorry. Let's continue, guys.
I feel like you went back and forth too much. I don't even have a wig. That's the crazy part. Like we're talking about wigs and I have locks,
This,
okay?
Right. So
I have
it's
locks.
got
So the
nothing to
thing
do with
That's
it.
is,
what
I'm
blew a lot
not.
of people in the comments.
But it
Right.
blew
Like,
a
it had
lot of
nothing to.
people because I don't like when men talk about beauty. Like, men, you not getting your nails done. You not getting
yeah.
your hair done. If you don't like it, you don't like it. Move on. Talk about other things. Like, I feel like if you come in here for love, and I'm going to stand on what I said. If you're coming here for love, saying a deal breaker is a wig is like, what the fuck?
So Chichi, I
Like,
have a
These
question.
women, have you ever watched? I don't think she's ever watched this show before. There's no way. These women come up here and pop on men for any fucking reason. Any reason. And let's be real, a wig is more than enough reason to pop on somebody. Because that's the shit you gotta look at, man. Men are visual creatures. They don't want to look at your bunk ass wig on top of your head. That fucking what's that? The fucking bird's nest on top of your head. Nobody want to look at that shit, man. Let alone feel it. And I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. I've dated girls that have had bad wigs and slept with them. Dude, that shit feels like it's itchy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like it's not pleasant at all for either one of us. The girl sitting up there scratching her head the whole time, and if she sleeps in the bed with you, you're scratching your back and your neck and all this shit. Like, and it stinks sometimes. Like, come on, man, be real, man. She just wanted a reason to be combative, and I don't even know why. I don't even know why, especially to this guy. If you're being combative with this guy, and this guy's as cool and as funny as he is, then I can only imagine what the dudes that you dealt with went through. I could only imagine why you had to come your ass from Phoenix to Atlanta to find a man. I could see why. Because the men that are around you, they don't want your ass. Straight up. If you live in Arizona, and Phoenix. I've lived in Tucson for about 6 months when I was younger and shit like that. But I was just recently in Arizona. Arizona's a cool ass state. Motherfuckers are cool as fuck. If you can't find a man in Arizona, there's something wrong with you. There ain't nothing wrong with the guys. There's something wrong with you, man. I'm gonna say this again. I said this in my previous videos. Wives get chosen. Wives and serious partners get chosen. They're never really single. At least not for very long. Straight up, man. Let's go.
I have a question.
I didn't fly to
some of the
Phoenix
comments,
to hear you say you don't like bad wigs. Like,
hold on, Chichi, I got a comment. So in the comments on Instagram and I think also on YouTube, they were like, "Oh, how did Chichi get upset that he's commenting about wigs, but she personally attacked his weight?"
Everything, right?
I didn't pop because of his stomach. I popped because of what he said, not because of how he looked. He came out there and said, "Women with bad wigs is a mental disability at this point." Oh, she got a bad wig. That's what he said, and that's what I responded to.
No, I didn't. I said
Would you
everybody.
like me to play the clip?
No, I said I didn't see you. So if I said.
Oh, now you got the clip for that, huh? You can pull that up on your phone real quick. But when he was just asking you about where did that disrespect come from? Oh, I'm not gonna clip this. I'm not gonna do that. You just shut the fuck up, yo. Shut the fuck up, yo. You can bring up shit when it's for your point and it was for your narrative. You got it on standby. You got that shit ready to pull out. But as soon as you challenged on some shit that you said he said or being disrespectful, where's that at? Where that's at? You can't pull it up as easily, huh? Continue, guys.
My type is a masculine, strong, leading man that leads, that allows me to thrive in my femininity. Like, it's just like when you have to go back and forth with a grown man, to some point your masculinity starts coming out because you feel defensive. So I don't like when men make me feel defensive to the point where my femininity is threatened and I can't just be feminine and calm and happy. Like, he likes a woman that, he even said it on the show, that is a little mean to him. I don't like that, because
like
that right there puts me in a space that I don't like to be in, a space as a black woman that I don't thrive in, having to survive or feel like I have to be combative or have to defend myself. I don't like that from a man, especially a black man. I don't like it.
Why is it especially
so for me, it's a man that makes me feel safe, not just somebody who can protect me and fight, somebody who protects my feelings, my emotions, like all of those things. So it's like when you can't even just express yourself and a man take it in and receive it and comfort you or just make you feel like, you know what, I understand where you come from. At least understanding.
You see, she's one of those girls that likes to act however she wants to act, and she wants the man to just sit there and just be stoic, just like, and not say nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the kind of girl that she is. Like, I can just tell by, like, some of the things that she's saying. And you're saying you don't like being combative and masculine and all that shit. It seems like you like it to me because you're pretty good at it. You're pretty damn good at it. And I'll say another thing, too. The men that you're looking for ain't looking for you. They're not looking for you. The strong, masculine men are not looking for some bitch that's going to argue with them and go back and forth with them all the motherfucking time. They're not looking for that. You're exhausting. You're tiring. You want somebody to sit up there and protect your feelings all the time? You're overly emotional. Like, for real, man. I'm sorry, guys. Let's continue. I'm sorry.
And Danny, what's your type?
Well, since this was being overlooked, like I said, I like a woman's mindset who's allergic to giving up. It was just the first thing that I said. I like
look at that.
A woman that has words of affirmation, a woman that's consistently in your corner, because this world gets dark. I've been through a lot. I've been in situations where I'm by myself. I look to the left, I look to the right, nobody's there. You understand what I'm saying? So this next relationship, when I look to the left, I look to the right, nobody's there. I want to know that she's right behind me. She puts her hands on the shoulder and says, keep pushing, King. That's what I'm attracted to. I'm attracted to what she says. I'm attracted to her understanding my mission, my goal. Attraction, their physical attraction, is one of the last things on my list because I'm from Atlanta. All these women are beautiful. But what's in your mind? The first thing that opens up your mouth. How can we handle a situation when we are talking, where we are upset? Because most of the time, like how she is right now, if she gets upset, I'm not going to say anything because then it's going to seem like a back and forth. You understand what I'm saying? So I like the inside of a woman, and that's what I stand on. All the relationships I've been in are because we have great conversations. I've been married before. Every time we got into a disagreement, we would be on the phone for like 4 and 5 hours figuring out. That's why we got married in the first place, because we understood how to figure things out. When you get into a relationship with me, the one thing that I do get complimented on is the way I communicate and how I listen, because I understand. I've built organizations that have 15 to 20 people. You don't do that if you can't listen, you can't understand with everybody. I've been prophesied to be a preacher. I just preached the week before, right after we came out of there, at a brand new church. You can't do that if you don't listen, if you don't understand. You understand what I'm saying? So yes, I like to have fun. Yes, I like to joke. So she definitely had to have a sense of humor. But when it comes down to the nitty and gritty, my type is from the inside out, and I don't budge on that. You understand what I'm saying? But that's it. Like, we gotta listen.
It's so funny you say you listen and you know all these things, but when I was expressing how I felt, one of your responses was, "I see why you're single." How would you like it if I said, "I see why you're divorced. I see why you're single"?
Ma'am, let's be clear. Everybody sings why you're single. Everybody sees why you're single. He's not the only one. And that would actually show that he is listening. Because everybody that's listening to you would see. You know what I mean? And you wouldn't really be able to say, oh, well, I see why you're divorced. You would just be saying that just to have your one-up moment. That's why you'd be saying that. Let's be real here, man. Let's continue, guys. Fuck, man. Let's go.
You see what I'm saying with the back and forth, and like it's like you have to one up and you have to win. Like that right there is something that is absolutely like such a turn off to me as a
Doesn't
woman.
matter anymore.
And that's the same exact thing that you're doing now, the same exact thing you did on the show. You have to one up and you have to win. That right there was the reason I didn't like you. And that right there is
Well,
the reason why I wasn't attracted to you. And then on top of that, it's just like, look at what you just said. Do you hear what you just said? Do you hear how powerful the woman that you want and how you want to feel sounds? But you went on the show and you were being a funny guy. Even though you have a personality, there's such a way to turn it off and on that is still being conveyed and communicated through being serious or being standing on business about what you want. Nobody knows what you wanted. All we're going to remember is the funny guy.
speak for
Like, it's like,
yourself.
are you
Just
being
saying
a
we.
comedian or are you here to find love? Like, you have to find a balance. Life is about balance at the end of the day. You can squint your face up all you want to what I'm saying. And it also
Let's be
goes
all
to
the
what
way
I'm saying.
honest with
Like,
you.
you missed the one up. Go ahead.
Let
Sound like you
me
missed one
be
up.
all the way 100. When I just said what I said, that's why you sing it. That was just me giving up. 2, I'm gonna be all the way 100 with y'all. When the first girl popped my balloon, when I said I didn't want to skydive and stuff like that, I was done. We could have stopped the show right then and there. Like, that's when I first came out. I seen her. I said, oh, that's who I want. She was the first one to pop before I even got to the bagwig stuff. So it's like, I didn't care what I said then. You understand what I'm saying? So this just being all the way 100 with you. So it's like, okay, yeah, I can be a comedian or whatever, but part of my personality is humor. You know, a wise man can fake being dumb, but a dumb man can't fake being wise. Sarcasm is a form of intelligence. If you don't get that, I mean, that's just on you.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Saying when you go back and watch the first show, I'm asking like, what progressed you in a relationship that's gonna make this work? We never got to this point. You understand what I'm saying? So that when she said, "Is she your type?" After you popped the balloon, you not my type. But they just kept coming down. So it's like, okay, this how I act. when there's nothing there. If we just friends or I don't even know you and stuff like that, I'm just not gonna let you just come and say whatever you want to say. I don't care.
But
You
see,
understand
but
what I'm
you don't see a
saying?
problem with that.
Sweetheart, at that point, that point in the
But you just
situation.
said, but listen to what you're saying. Like you couldn't even respect the women's time in the line.
Sweetheart.
You said you just said when the sky was like, I know, sweetheart, stop sweethearting me. Thank you.
We all
You
clearly see that you're far from a sweetheart. we all see that. You just want a reason to argue and fight with him, man. I'd like to see, like I said before, I'd like to see what your ex-boyfriends had to say about you, man. I really want to know what they said about you. Because I can guarantee you, whatever light you're trying to paint yourself in right now, they're not going to paint you in that same light. They're not at all. You're quite literally choosing to have a problem with everything this man's saying. At this point, it's like he can't even say anything right. He can't. He can't say anything right. Not without you jumping down his fucking throat. It's crazy, man. Let's continue, guys.
the balloon, you could have shot the show right there. I didn't care. And then you took it as to go back and forth and just da 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 da
You
da
didn't go back
whatever.
and
You
forth.
didn't care.
I
You just
didn't.
like you popped my balloon. I don't like you. Even if somebody doesn't think you're their type and you still think they're beautiful, you can't like none of y'all was my type.
I
When y'all got up to
complimented
my
every
blind
single
ass.
woman.
When
I
y'all got to my
complimented
blind ass, none of
every
y'all was my
single woman.
type. But I didn't sit
That's
there
fine.
and feel the need to make you like whatever. I don't care.
You
I don't
couldn't.
care.
I
You don't
complimented every single woman down the
You
line.
couldn't what?
Look at her.
I compliment. You can't make me feel like I don't know what you was about to say, but I complimented
That's what I'm
every
saying. You
single
couldn't.
woman.
You just have to win. Like you see what I'm saying? Like you couldn't.
That don't
Like
even make
you got
sense.
to come back to
complimented.
everything.
They don't even make sense.
Sassy ass.
I compliment.
Man, she is triggering so. She is so triggering, man. This shit is crazy, man. This shit is crazy. I'm gonna be honest. You're just a nasty, vindictive, bitter, combative ass woman. And the guys that you say you want don't actually fucking want you back. I don't know if I said this earlier in the show, but I've said this on previous shows. If the guys that you guys wanted you back, then you wouldn't be single. But there's an epidemic of single women out here. That's crazy. Isn't that really funny? And I think she's starting a YouTube channel, Chichi or whatever. Don't go subscribe to that bullshit. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, and I'm not even trying to hate on nobody. Don't subscribe to no bullshit for no woman that's acting like this, man. You don't deserve shit in life. You act like this, for real.
Like you couldn't. Like you got to come back to everything. Sassy ass.
I complimented every single woman. Watch your mouth when you talk to me, Shawty. Like you getting.
I said
getting
sassy. I didn't call you a dyke like you wanted to call me.
All right.
You compared
guys.
sassy to
Okay.
dyke.
All right, guys. So.
Hey man, look, I'm be dead ass serious. Like yo, Chichi, like watch how you talk to me, Shawty. Like
No, you need to watch how you
yourself,
want me to watch how I talk to you, but you're not talking like you're not talking the way a respectful man talks, but you want me to respect you. It goes both ways. You see what I'm saying? Like you feel like because you from Atlanta, oh shorty, like oh when y'all could have just did this, y'all could have just that. Oh, you popped my balloon, I ain't gonna da 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 da. Like take responsibility for yourself. Stop worrying about me and my responses to you as a person.
Yeah, I don't even like using the word narcissist, but that's the same thing narcissists do. Are you acting like that? You made me do this. You made me act like this. No, sweetheart, you were acting like that because of the results of you. It's because how you are. I've been watching this whole fucking thing. I've been reacting to it, and I've also seen the show. I don't see it anywhere where he was being disrespectful, but I see you constantly disrespecting him, calling him sassy and shit like that. Like, what the fuck? Who you think you is, yo? You think that we can't see what's going on here? We see what's going on. We see that you're undateable. We know why you're on a dating show. And then not only that, if you go and read the comments of people talking about you, they're not favorable to you. Nobody's agreeing with you. Like, for real, man. If nobody's agreeing with you, even other women are saying like, what the fuck's wrong with her? Then you need to start looking inside yourself, man. You really do, man.
So, everyone that comes on the show, there's a reason why they're coming on the show, to find love. People come on the show because they are single, right? So that question when they ask why you single or whatever, it hurts so much. So many people, like it gets to them. But the reality is you're single, and everybody has issues within themselves that they need to work on, right? Everybody does, and I feel like a lot of people do not want to admit that, so they use a different type of method.
He's absolutely right, and I wish that he would have just kept it real. He's trying to kind of walk a fine line because he's got his wife Arlette there and shit like that. But he should have just went ahead and kept it real and been like, look, man, shorty, your ass, don't come back on the show. Like for real, don't come back on the show. I can see why she's single. I'm not too sure why he's single, because he could probably find a girl. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these guys that come on this show, they're not bad looking guys. And some of them are charismatic and funny and shit. they can actually go find girls. There's a reason why a lot of these girls on the show, though, for real. I said what I said. I'm gonna stand on it. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. What the real thing is that you're combative, you're argumentative, you're bitter, you're angry. For what? If you're doing that to this guy, who is literally funny as hell, who hasn't really been disrespecting you or has not disrespected you at all, and this is what you're doing to him, I can only imagine what you did to your exes. I can only imagine what you did to them, man. And of course, you'll probably say, I didn't do shit. They was a problem. They was this. They was that. That's her type. They was this. I was perfect. I was just a perfect woman. No, you weren't, though. Let me know what y'all think about this bitter woman in the comments, man. Like, comment, subscribe. Let's go, baby.